All right, today we're talking about taking this party on the road. And with this gal, she's not just your travel agent. She is your cruise consigliere, your wine whisperer at 30 knots. Ann Erdos is the visionary behind Cork Cruise. And if you've been lucky enough to step aboard one of her curated voyages, whether it was the Rhône last summer or this summer, soon to be legendary trip to Bordeaux, which I think there might literally be one cabin left for. You know, these are not your average wine trips. She's blending terroir and travel, local wines with their French ancestors, and winemakers with the people who adore them, all in a floating boutique hotel where the pours flow as deep as the chats. Now, this woman geeks out on details. She creates spaces where friendships form fast and where the wine hits different because you're drinking it next to the person who made it, and you're literally sailing past the vines that inspired them. And next year, they're doing it all again. Yes, we're going to Bordeaux this summer. Next year, they're going to Portugal, up the Douro, with Turtle Rock, Hawks Hill Ranch, and Maha Estate via Creek. What an incredible cruise that sounds like, right? So whether you've got your bags packed or you're still dreaming, you're about to see why these cruises sell out and why the people who go come back changed. Ann Erdos of Cork Cruise, here with the pour.
For the last 15 years, Adam Montiel has been bringing you the stories, the people, and the producers that make wine better and more fun. Whether you're a connoisseur or a cork. Here, we taste it, we spill it, we leave it all on the table. It's The Pour with Adam Montiel.
Well, I'm looking forward to hanging out with you in Bordeaux, but it's great to see you.
Great to see you too, Adam, and I can't wait till we're going to be in Bordeaux together. I'm super excited.
Is this crunch time for you? Can you even enjoy the anticipation that I get to have, or is it just like?
Yeah, it's definitely not the same as the guests that get to come on board, and this is like a true vacation for them. I got into the travel industry because I personally just have a complete obsession with traveling, which is kind of what led me into making this a career. But one of the downsides is that you are always the travel agent, no matter where and when you're traveling. But the upside is I get to travel a lot more than most people do. But yeah, crunch time, last 60 days. It's a very busy, answering tons of questions that guests might have, prepping them for how the check-in process is going to be and all the travel. Pre-travel needs, but it gets really exciting as we get closer to just kind of see it all come to fruition. So I'm feeling really good about it.
When you think back to like your very first Cork Cruise trip, before the itinerary, before the guests, what was the moment you knew deep down, this is going to work? People are going to fall in love with this.
Okay, that's a good question. To be completely honest, I don't know that I officially knew it was going to work until we were on board. I knew all the details and the framework was there to have a magical week. But I think really what made it extra special was the people that were there. We just had such a great, group of wineries and winemakers. And then the guests that were on board, there wasn't a single dud. Everyone was just so fantastic. And I think many of us made friendships that we're going to have, for life on that cruise in the Rhône. So, and I'm finding that the same, types of people gravitate towards this Bordeaux cruise as well. Speaking to the future guests, everyone just has a real good heart and sense of adventure. So I'm excited to make new friends on this coming summer's sailing.
Talk to me about that magic. Like, what is it about cruising with wine? We're drinking wine that's local with these winemakers right next to the wines of the old world that inspired them. It goes beyond like a luxury vacation or a wine trip. Like, what makes this so immersive?
Well, the way that we put it together, we design every day so that you've got, some time spent out in the, vineyards, learning about wine, some of the, immersive experiences that we get to do are, last year we got to do, truffle hunting. We got to, taste wine at Chapoutier. We got to, walk and hike in the vineyards there. So being there, where the, kind of the origins of those Rhône style wines, were birthed is incredible. And then when you come back on board, you get to enjoy, time with, your new friends. And then we get to spend, an afternoon enjoying some of these wines side by side, the Paso wines. What could get better than that? And then even better, we're getting to spend time with you. We're getting to spend time with, these stellar winemakers, and really create, lasting relationships with them. So I feel really fortunate that I get to do this as my job now. And I think that the people who take, the plunge and come on board with us, it's a really unique and pretty different experience that you're going to get in any other vacation.
Yeah, part of it, like you said, the people, the personalities, though. To be on board with, and there's a couple cabins left. So if someone's got last minute openings in their summer travel, you could be on board with Eric Jensen of Booker and Stefan Aseo of L'Aventure. And again, be part of something that will never be repeated. This is never going to happen again. What a crazy opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. This was kind of the sort of the dream team as far as the next cruise that we wanted to put on. And we kind of thought, oh, maybe in like a few years, maybe if we're lucky, they might, agree to it. So we really think this is going to be a special duo. I haven't spent a lot of time with them together. but I have heard that they know how to party and they know how to put on a good time. So I'm excited to spend time with them. Both their wives are going to be on board. So it's going to be such a, unique experience. And especially with Stefan kind of going back to, his roots. We're going to have some of his family. It's one of his wineries that his grandfather used to own. Their winery is going to be on board. We're going to do a tasting with some of their wines. 2 other winemakers from Bordeaux as well that are family friends. They'll be on board and we'll be able to taste some of their wines. So it's going to be a completely, unique experience that I really don't think you're going to ever be able to replicate.
Marianne, I'm so curious, what part of this whole planning process do you secretly really geek out on over the most? That maybe no one else would notice, but you really obsess to make it perfect?
Ooh, let's see. I'm getting much better at this whole large group experience, but I think what I really enjoy are all the little sort of wine details. So choosing out all of the wines that go with all of the different events. So we have a 7-course pairing dinner that we're doing on board. So being able to work with the winemakers to select all of those wines is really special. Being able to work with the cruise line on the waterways, which I know we both absolutely love, and they're the kind of cruise line you want to work with because they're yes people. They, no matter what, kind of weird or unique or different ideas we come up with, we're like, hey, can we do this? And can we have these, things on board? And they're like, well, sure, let's figure out how we can make it happen. So I really like working, out all of the little details, even down to the swag that we bring on board to give the guests. I love making that really special and unique. So it kind of becomes a whole package, and I enjoy those little details. But I have a really good team. My assistant's fantastic, and she's very detail oriented. So so we're really lucky. And then Jay, of course, is my little sales wingman, always creating relationships with everybody. So he's also a huge asset.
What can you tell us about Portugal 2026? I'm so excited that you're going. We're going to be up on the Douro, right? This is going to be really fun. Yeah. Bringing back Turtle Rock and Hawks Hill, and then adding a new one into the mix. What do we know about this boat too?
Yeah, so I'm excited because Amma has a new ship that was just released. They're going to be sailing starting last month in April was their inaugural sailing. And so the ship is going to be brand new. It's only 100 guests on board. It's kind of shifting towards sort of a modern contemporary style. So it's going to be gorgeous. They've got a lot of beautiful new kind of sleek things on board. Sorry, my printer is making noise. We're going to have Turtle Rock again, which I'm super excited about because they had said never again. We'll never do another cruise. That was before they sailed with us. And then day 3, Don Burns said, you know what? I think we should do this again. Let's do the Duro. So we'll have Hawks Hill Ranch Winery again and Kit Kuiper on board. And then I'm super excited because Chris Cherry from Maha Estate and Via Creek Cellars has decided to join as well. And he has been such a impact on the Paso community for a long time. And I feel super flattered and fortunate that he wants to be on board with us and getting to know his kids. They're just awesome people. So I'm excited to kind of look towards 2026. And also we've got more than a third of the boat already sold for that cruise.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's already moving. Good for you. That's great. And you're doing that in June of 26.
Yeah. It sails June 26th to July 3rd of 2026.
What's the upside for a winery that decides to host a cruise with you? I mean, beyond obviously beautiful Instagram posts and the great wine, what are the deeper brand connections that happen here on these trips?
Well, a lot of cruise lines, a lot of wineries, they definitely think about how they can build, lasting relationships with their members. And I think that you can do that, by hosting, wine dinners. You can do that through, tasting events. And this kind of just elevates it, to another level. We're going to be doing events all week long and connecting with, these members. And now you're going to have, a lot of FaceTime with your guests, your clients. And so I can't imagine that any of these people that sail with any of these wineries will ever not be a member. And when you come back from an experience like this, you're going to tell everyone you know about it. And they're going to say, I didn't know that winery, it existed, or I didn't know that winemaker. And so it really kind of solidifies that relationship, which I think is unique in this type of, cruise environment.
Let me ask you some travel questions because I don't think anybody does this better than you. And I figured, gosh, if we could really learn something here as we're getting ready for summer travel, whether you're coming with us to Bordeaux or not, or whether you come with you to Portugal in 26 or not, what are some things that are always in your carry-on?
Okay, you put me on the spot. I always have one of those universal chargers or plugs.
Or block? Yeah, sure.
Always have one of those. I usually have a wet bag of some sort, so if I have anything I need to stuff in there. I always have my lip gloss or chapstick. And then I always recommend, if you're going to try to carry on, which I think is these days with canceled flights and missing luggage and everything, I think it's huge. I highly recommend using packing cubes and keep everything really organized. And you actually can use ones that they they almost collapse, so you can get a lot more into it.
Have you seen those bags now that you can connect a vacuum to?
Yes. It
comes with a little vacuum and you go, it sucks your clothes down. Brilliant.
Yeah, that too. And then you'll also generally see...
Or the suitcase where you pack and then that becomes the suitcase?
Yes.
Have you seen those? That's crazy too.
That's the other thing I would recommend. Pack a packable bag inside of your carry-on. So when you come back, if you've gotten any sort of things that you're coming home with, you have an extra bag that you can just put on, put into on top of your carry-on.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
See, I knew you would know these. Window seat or aisle for you, Marianne?
I'm fine with either, to be honest. Typically an aisle, because I always feel bad if I have to get up to go to the bathroom a lot. So if I'm in the aisle, then I don't have to worry about bothering somebody.
What's one thing you always pack and never use?
Oh, good question. Definitely the toiletries. I'm always ambitious about like, I'll probably use this like special serum. No.
Yeah. A secret airport ritual, something that you have to do before boarding, or maybe something you do when you fly international at the airport, are the little things or what?
Oh boy, I'm such a sucker for a good lounge. So that's typically my go-to. My credit card comes with like access to Priority Pass. So if there's a good lounge in an airport, get me to it. But honestly, we end up traveling so much. I think one of our worst faults, and I never, ever in a million years would recommend this to my clients, we get to the airport like not with enough time. So we're like usually like, oh man, we don't have time for the lounge. Let's just go straight to the gate.
Yeah, the lounge is awesome though. Okay, do you unpack fully at the hotel, or do you kind of live out of the suitcase like I do, like a road warrior?
So it depends on how long I'm staying. If it's just a night, I don't unpack. If it's like 3 or more, I usually do unpack most everything. Yeah. I just like to keep things from getting super wrinkled. And I always take a travel steamer, which I highly recommend.
Yes.
And just one tip is if you're traveling abroad, you want to make sure that the voltage is correct, because if you have US voltage plugging it into an EU voltage, it'll blow up your steamer. I've done it. Usually I just buy a EU steamer on Amazon instead of like a US one. Yeah, because those converters don't always work on voltage. So.
Well, this is going to be so much fun. I can't wait to travel with you again. The way that you make, folks and clients of Cork Cruise feel when they're on board is just like second to none. It's going to be a blast. And the way that we get to engage with these wineries and kind of, I don't know, I just love being in that position where it's like you get to ask these questions of these incredible winemakers from our area and translate this to, some of these people that are from all over the country wanting to learn more about Paso, wanting to learn more about, in this case, Booker and L'Aventure and you guys at Cork Cruise. So it's a really special time. There's still people that I talked to from the week that we went, as I know there is for you. And I'm sure we have people coming back that I'm excited to see in Bordeaux that I probably saw, on the Rhône. And I'm sure when you guys go in next year to Portugal, you're going to see even people maybe on their third cruise with you. So I think that's exciting. Good for you. And we'll put all the links in the show notes. And I can't wait to see you in Bordeaux in a matter of a few weeks.
Thanks, Adam. I really appreciate it. It's so great to see you.
It's The Pour with Adam Montiel. We taste it, we spill it, we leave it all on the table. You can hear The Pour in its entirety on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube Music, and wherever you get your podcasts. For more, visit adammontiel.com.